Alright, guys, so this first tip is near and dear to my heart because it played a central role, it played the central role in allowing me to cure the severe social anxiety and clinical depression that used to make my life a living hell. And the tip is to read the works of Dr. Albert Ellis, namely A New Guide to Rational Living. Now, some background information, right? Dr. Albert Ellis is like the yin to the yang of Jordan Peterson. I could not have been as successful as I am and achieved what I have so far and overcome what I've overcome without Dr. Albert Ellis. I read his works first and it allowed me to cure my social anxiety and my depression. And Dr. Jordan Peterson helped me figure out how to find the meaning of my life, find the purpose of my life, and to understand the nature of human existence, human needs, and they just cover they cover entirely different topics. So Jordan Peterson is leaving out a lot of elements of therapy and mental health. Of course, because he can only focus on so much, right? He can't cover everything. So for the things that he doesn't cover, that allow for things like curing social anxiety and depression, you gotta look to Dr. Albert Ellis. And I'll link to a video below to an interview with him because if you love Dr. Jordan Peterson, you will love Dr. Albert Ellis. Um, yeah. They're very different, but also very much the same in many ways. And I just love the guy. Oh man, I'm so sad that he's deceased. He died in 2007, but the legacy he left behind continues to help people to this day. Now, so I read his book, A New Guide to Rational Living, and then utilized the exercises, the strategies, ideas, and core principles outlined in the book on a daily basis. Doing that made me start feeling just a bit better the first week. Like I could tell my thinking was clear. I wasn't catastrophizing as much. I was becoming more grounded. After a month, I started feeling a lot better. After a year, my social anxiety and depression were like 70, 80% alleviated, you know? And I kept going for 3 years until my social anxiety and depression were completely cured. And it's been 10 years since then. And I haven't had any social anxiety or episodes of depression since then, of clinical depression. I still get sad, I'm human, but not clinical depression. That is hell on earth. That's why I was so desperate to cure it, you know. And oh god. So in 3 years I went from having social anxiety that was so bad I couldn't look people in high school. I couldn't look people in the eyes without tearing up or feeling like I was tearing up. So I didn't look people in the eyes unless, I knew them really well and well basically I knew that they wouldn't hurt me in any way. Or I had a great deal of confidence that they wouldn't. I went from that to being able to approach anyone, anywhere, and strike up a conversation with them, including beautiful women. And you know how that paralyzing that can be to young men. I was able to approach women in classes, at the college library, at events, at parties, but also just during the day, dead sober, at the gym, at Starbucks, at the grocery store, at a convention, you name it. With zero approach anxiety. I feel no anxiety going up to talk to them. I'm excited when I see a beautiful woman to go up and talk to her. Of course, I do it politely, I do it properly with a great deal of social knowledge and an understanding of social dynamics and body language. I pick up on the small, subtle signals that they send and react appropriately, you know. So you do have to learn that, but in terms of learning and understanding female psychology and social dynamics, that's a different video altogether that I will make in the future. Well, it'll be a series of videos because it's a very broad and wide topic. It's not something you could cover. Even in a 1 hour video would not be sufficient. Of course, I also use other methods for a synergistic effect, right? So I used anti-anxiety supplements, namely valerian root, lemon balm, passion flower, and chamomile. I'm sorry, guys. This is my first high quality video. So attempt at a high quality video. I know I'm not doing that great. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, guys. So valerian root, lemon balm, passion flower, and chamomile. After 2 days, right? I did a bunch of research to find what the best anti-anxiety supplements were. I ordered them in the correct dosages, all separate. You know, I had valerian root, lemon balm, passion flower, chamomile, and you know, it's like $30 a month to get them, right? I don't need them anymore, but at the time it did, and it worked. After 2 or 3 days, I felt so much better, like so much less stress, so much less anxiety. Like, didn't completely get rid of it, but it made it way more manageable so that I could do the work necessary to start talking to people more often and start, you know, getting out of my comfort zone and all that. So that helped a great deal. And then there was the Alpha Stim CES device, which I don't have time to explain here. So, you know, that will also be linked in the video below. So you got you got the interview with Dr. Albert Ellis you have to check out. I have a video about the supplements if you want to check that out. I have a video about the Alpha Stim, and the next thing, HRV biofeedback guided meditation, heart rate variability, biofeedback guided meditation. Now, isn't that a mouthful? That is life changing in terms of being able to take control over your stress response. Remarkable. That's a different video. I want to go off on tangents, but I can't because the video would be too long. But regardless, you get the point, right? And then weight training, jiu-jitsu, nutrition. Nutrition is so important. Oh my God. With mental health, nutrition will change everything. Not everything, but it's such an important part. Oh God, people have no idea how important nutrition is to mental health. And finally, making some high quality friends in college. You know, it all changed in college. Like I began work on it senior year of high school, and by sophomore year of college, I could talk to anyone, anywhere without a problem. And I loved it because I found out that I'm naturally very high in extroversion. I love talking to people. I love hanging out with people. I love people. I'm more interested in people than things. Like, to an extraordinary degree. Like, my language skills are extraordinary, but my visual spatial reasoning is awful. Just absolutely awful. Like, my driving sucks. And I have a big truck right now. I cannot drive that damn thing for the life of me. I want a nice small vehicle that's easy to maneuver because I do not have the visual spatial reasoning to drive well. It scares me, that big ass truck, because I just don't, like, how do you gauge? I can't do it. Going off script again, right? So, but yeah, so for all these things I combine, right? Let me go back to the script. Any of these methods alone help alleviate social anxiety, right? The anti-anxiety supplements, the CES device, the HRV biofeedback guided meditation, weight training, jiu-jitsu, nutrition, all of them can help alleviate social anxiety, but combine them all together with REBT, you get miraculous results from the synergy between all of them. But again, I'll make a video explaining my whole methodology and explain each and every single element of what I did, each method that I used, each device, everything that I used, each practice that I used, how I did it in order to cure my social anxiety and depression. But let's see, moving on, right? Even if you don't have social anxiety or suffer from depression, chances are you have limiting beliefs, negative thinking patterns, negative behavioral patterns, or other issues that REBT can help eliminate. If your issues aren't that severe, you might only need 3 to 6 months of REBT exercises to completely eliminate them, to burn off that dead wood. But honestly, it's a book that everyone should read. If you want to understand the human mind and what goes wrong with mental illness and how to take control over your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, you should read this book because it'll give you much greater control over your mind and over your life. Honestly, I think it should be required reading in every high school across the globe. It could really save a lot of lives. It really could. Both like literally save lives and also like save people from lives of suffering and just suffering and self-destruction and toxicity and codependent relationships and just tragic, sad lives. It is wisdom that needs to be shared with the world. So, if you like this video, which I'd be surprised if you did, because it really kind of sucked, right? Because this is my first attempt at a high quality video, and I went off script. And if I want to go off script, then I should sit down and like add things to the script and then revise it and revise it and revise it, and that would take like a week to make this video perfect to the point where it would go viral. But I don't have the time for that right now, so maybe I'll make a better version in the future. But like Jordan Peterson said, when you start anything, do not be afraid to start badly. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Right now, I'm working on different issues that I need to overcome. I tend to binge watch. I eat too much junk food. I'm working on changing those behavioral patterns. I'm going back to RABT therapy to work on those. And I'm also setting up, I have a mentor now. I'm setting up accountability partners and using new methodologies in order to solve these issues. And then there are areas where I want to grow that I'm making a huge amount of progress in that I'll discuss in other videos. I have been making so much progress in the last month. I just got out of a 4-year codependent relationship because I have a savior complex because I'm too high in agreeableness, which makes me too compassionate. And then I date women, and then I want to save them from themselves. And I had learned the hard way: you cannot save someone by dating them. But that's a topic for another video, right? Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Love you all. Spread love wherever you go. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.